All right, so this is a Netflix movie, which is called The Mitchells versus the Machines. And the story is pretty simple. Is that there's this wild and crazy family that doesn't do anything normal, and the machines end up taking over. That there's a company like a Facebook or Apple kind of a company that ends up taking over the world and sending the humans away so that it would just be a world versus the machines. The only family that's left are the Mitchells, and the Mitchells have to figure out how to disarm the machines so that humanity can live again. And this is a Netflix film, and I'll tell you is that I liked a lot of stuff in this film, a lot, because it was a quirky family. The message is that you can be quirky, you don't have to be fit into the norm. It had a lot of commentary on the way in which life is with technology, and some of the jokes might have just been for adults because they were absolutely funny to me. So I felt like this was a nice family movie. I don't mean a fantastic family movie, but a nice family movie where my daughters and myself, we watched it and we had a good time watching it. So that's my thought on it. Sean, did you see this one?
Yeah, I did. It's strong second tier content. This is the type of content that Netflix was designed to produce because they had no idea a pandemic was going to happen. So this is the type of content people are looking for when they're not experiencing movies in the theater. Unfortunately, we have a pandemic, so it kind of pushes a title like this toward the front. But it's just standard issue, second tier entertainment. I like the messaging. It was solid. It was fun. It's just a no brainer. That's about it.
KB.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it is no Incredibles, in that sense, because I feel like The Incredibles is a fantastic animated film. I felt like this was a really good animated film. I had a good time. I think that it is very clear that they were really pushing the messaging between how the different generations use technology. And so I liked that. I also actually really liked the storyline between the father and the daughter. I think, kind of having them be on opposite ends of the spectrum about everything, and then having them, of course, kind of work through those issues, I think is a really strong part of the film. And I think the family as a whole, I really love the mom, actually. I think she might actually be my favorite character and the one that's kind of underrated in the film. And I like the progression and the journey that she goes on. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a solid animated film. I had a good time. I laughed. I think they tried to get some tears from me at the end, the little emotional at the end. So I was like, but it's definitely a film that everyone in the family can watch and relate to and enjoy.
Yeah, I love your comments about the mom. I think they made all the characters worthy. So thank you for bringing that in, Katya.
I don't think it's a second tier film. I think it's definitely a first rate family film. I think Netflix has done some of the best animation films centering young girls, which is really important. What I love the most about this girl. She is unconventional and she owns all of that. There's so many girls that are like that. And it's nice to see a movie celebrating the nerdy, the girls that are coloring outside the lines, the girls that aren't, they don't want to be this thing that society wants them to be. And again, I love that she's a YouTuber, she's a vlogger, and all of those other things. And I agree with KB that Maya Rudolph as the mom was a perfect choice, And again, the quirkiness between the father who is totally doesn't get it, doesn't understand what his daughter is into and who she's grown into. And again, I love that this family is, it makes me think of like Vacation, that they're all over the place and that, the father is like, we're going to drive and the kids are like, seriously? And all of those things. This is a great family film. And, if you do want to see something with your kids for the weekend that isn't violence, there's your option versus, the other thing. And I think Netflix is really underestimated when it comes to animation. They've done a lot of really good things. And it's a shame because Disney has such a stronghold on animation that people aren't willing to expand their mind and look at what some of these other studios are doing.
Well,
now that's true. I will say that is true. I will say I have seen less kind of marketing for this film, which is really interesting to me because it is such a good concept, a unique concept, and it speaks to so many different values and different things going on in the world currently, and even how we view technology. But I haven't seen very much on it. Like, I mean, to be honest, I've seen, like, I saw your tweet, Katya, I saw Sharonda's, you know, like, but I haven't seen very much kind of around pushing this animated film. And I think it could do well for Netflix, you know, kind of if they just, you know, marketed it.
Yeah, and the reviews have been favorable. So again,
they're not going to push it because it's their second tier content.
That's your opinion. You need to
that's fact.
my opinion.
But what I say to that, don't Katya,
your opinion, because it's not a fact.
No, that's not an opinion. This is a second tier.
It's not
Netflix
a fact, Sean.
but see, I don't know, Katya. Hold on for a second.
It's not a fact.
Hold on. But I am curious, Sean, why do you feel like it's a second tier? Do you feel like what is it,
because
you're just like it's second tier?
If you understand the Netflix model and how it works, they tier their releases. This is not a premium Netflix release. It is a second tier release in terms of their marketing strategy and push.
We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about the quality of the film.
No, we already mentioned the quality, but I'm just saying you guys mentioned why there wasn't. But hold on, you guys just mentioned why there wasn't a lot of marketing surrounding that, and I just answered that the reason why.
Yeah, and I want to say this though on Katya.
Opinion, because your opinions are not fact.
What I was going to say, Katya, is that it could be opinion. Is that my experience with Netflix with this film is much different than my experience with a lot of their other films. And what I mean by that is I had to beg for them to give me that film. The films that they give me that they want to give me. So the credence that I wanted to lend to what Sean said, I'm not saying that he's right. I'm saying my experience was that it wasn't like all the other films. KB was calling me saying, "Hey Reggie, I haven't gotten this film." So it was clear, at least to me, that they weren't treating this film like they treat some of their other films and pushing it out there. I think it is a solid film, as I said in the beginning, and I hope that people do go check it out. That I want to go back to your final comment about if people are looking for something to watch this weekend, this is one of those films to sit down and watch this weekend. So for me, it's a watch.
This is more appropriate for this is way more appropriate for a family. This is a film I would recommend. Like if you have young kids in a house and you're looking for an entertainment option, I would opt for this and not Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. KB, is this a watch it?
Oh yeah, 100% to watch it. I mean, I definitely feel like it's, again, something that everyone can enjoy from every generation. Yes, it is more family friendly than Mortal Kombat for young children, but I still think that like middle school age people will enjoy this film. I think, like high schoolers can enjoy it. Everyone. Did. So I feel like it's definitely a watch it. I had a good time.
I did. Katya, this is watch it?
Absolutely. It's a delightful. And I'm surprised because I watched this film via the CCA thing. That's how I got my invite. And that's why I was like, hey, we should talk about it.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys said talk about it because I know you're gonna be mad at me, but I didn't love Mortal Kombat. Anyway, let me move on before you get on my case.